So it's January 2023, and it's been a while since I did a manga collection video, so I figured, why not? Let's do another manga collection video. But also, there's an app called Bookshelf. I literally have to scan all these anyway. So I just figured, I might as well go make a collection video while I'm going through my collection to catalog it. Catalog it. Sorry. I am pretty sure I have over 1,000 volumes, which if you don't know, if you have 1,000 of books, it's a library. So welcome to my manga library, I guess. Let's get into it. This video might be long, to be honest. Hello and welcome to my corner of I didn't have space, so I put shelves inside this open closet. Yep, it's that bad. All right, let's start. Just for future reference, all these shelves this way, alphabetized. Those shelves over there, and then the wooden shelves, the floating shelves that I built. I have certain, series that I really enjoy, but all the black shelves, alphabetized. Obviously, we start with numbers, 5 centimeters per second. Don't know anything about it. Got it on a bundle deal at Right Stuff because I have self-control issues. All right, A Girl on the Shore. Don't know anything about it. Have heard that it's garbage. So we will see. I like Asano though, so I'd be kind of sad if it's like real bad. One that I had no expectations of. Surprisingly read it in like 2 nights. A School Frozen in Time. Dude. Surprisingly, this series is pretty good. It's kind of like a psychological high school. They're trapped inside this high school. I talked about it in my top manga of last year, 2022. So check out that video if you want to hear my thoughts about it. Here's one that I know I have talked about, and boy, are they not nice. The deluxe editions of Silent Voice. Massive. Look at, dude, you could, you know what I mean? You did thick, Look at these massive pages. I love these editions. I really love them. I really like them. A Silent Voice, if you don't know, watch the anime movie. It's great. Read the manga. However you would want to experience this story, experience Silent Voice. It's fantastic. Another newer series to the collection, Apothecary Diaries. I did not think I would like this series. People talk about it and people loved it. It became a huge thing in the manga community. Surprisingly, hear me out, dude. Surprisingly, pretty good. It's something I would never normally be interested in, but it's really well written, and the main character is really good. They're just likable characters, and the atmosphere is really key for Apothecary Diaries. I am not going to talk this much about every series because, boy, again, this is a manga library you're going through right now, so we have a lot. Astra Lost in Space. It is an older Shonen Jump series. Very good. It's like Among Us. There you go. That's quick. And there's only 5 volumes. We have, oh Lord, the Attack on Titan omnibuses. There's 6 of them. I'm not gonna grab them all. You know what they look like. This is the latest one. It's volumes 16, 17, and 18. I've done a few videos on Attack on Titan, like 2 maybe, and I really fell off. I need to get back. I need to get back to the Attack on Titan. I know. I don't even know if I should show this next one because I'm not sure if I'll edit the whole video before this video. Sneak peek. Surprise! Banana Fish. I picked up this whole series. It was on the Right Stuff holiday sale. All 19 volumes. Here's the thing. Don't know anything about it, but I just remember this series being very hard to find. And so, kind of when the opportunity, it was all in stock. It shipped super fast. 1 through 19, there must have been a reprint. I think it might be East Coast manga. A manga YouTuber I watch, I can't remember. I watch a lot of them, to be honest. I can't remember. but one of them talked really highly about Banana Fish. So it's one of those recommendations that I've seen a bunch of manga YouTubers talk about, and I was like, dude, I gotta check it out. Came on the holiday sale, got it for a good deal. I only own 3 volumes of this. Beastars. I think I'm gonna dig Beastars. I have not watched the anime or read any of the manga, but what I do know about it, I think it's like a detective noir story set with, you know, anthropomorphized animals. It seems cool. If it's like anything like, do you guys know, what was it called? I'd been a comic series, Fairy Tale. They did the Telltale game, Wolf Among Us, I think, was the name of it, and I really enjoyed that. So if it's anything like that, I really think that I'm gonna enjoy it. I just haven't had time to. I've been reading a lot of One Piece, maybe you heard. So I haven't had really a lot of time to check those out. If I do enjoy it, obviously, I'll pick up the rest of the series. I think the final volume is coming out in January, volume 22. So I think that series is over. That was one section. We have so much more. This series, I'm just gonna pull one of these out. I have the whole series, Blade of the Immortal. You can kind of see it right there. Man, these spines look awesome. And, you know, one of these days, I promise you, you have my word, I'm going to give this series another shot. Most definitely. I stopped at the first volume. So I need to really give this series a fair shot before I make any sweeping judgments of it being bad or something like that. One that I know is not bad. Again, I'm going to only pull one of these. Boom. Blood on the Tracks. I have talked at length multiple times about Blood on the Tracks. I have volumes 1 through 12. Again, I'm not going to recommend it to you because I feel like that says something about me, but I really like it. So that probably says something about me anyway, you know what I mean? Blue Flag. This is one that I fell off so hard with, and I need to get back because I actually really liked it. I read all the way up to volume 6, and I have the other 2 volumes. For some reason, have you done this with a manga series, right? Where you really enjoy it, and for some reason another series comes along or something, and you, like, it's not bad. I really liked this series, but for some reason I just haven't finished the last 2 volumes. So it's on my mind. I'll probably do it here relatively soon. But yeah, Blue Flag was a story I did not think it was going to be about, but it's a really super well done story, in my opinion. Unless the last 2 volumes are utter garbage, then I can't speak to that. I've only read 1 through 6. A series that I have read all of and watched all of, yeah, it's Blue Lock. You've heard of Blue Lock. If you're in this community, anime or manga, Blue Lock's taken over the world, especially with football or soccer, depending, being so huge. Even Japan's team, their uniforms were inspired by Blue Lock. Blue Lock's everywhere. Blue Lock's fantastic. It's a great series. Super fun sports shonen series. Another one that I fell off of, Blue Period. It's about someone that really finds their love of art and kind of finding oneself. I think that's what I took out of it. I only have volumes 1 through 6. Not that I hated it, I fell off of it, and I might need to collect some more of that series later on. It's definitely not one of those series that I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about getting rid of you, but it's just one of those series that I stopped buying for one reason or another. I might really, let me know in the comments, like, Blue Period still A+, still good? Another series that I did not think I would continue to buy, but boy, do I have all 10 volumes. Call of the Night. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Call of the Night, you got it. You nailed it. You know, Mr. Hates Vampires, all 10 volumes. And I haven't read the 10th volume, but boy, yep, it's pretty good. Volumes 1 and 2 of Candy and Cigarettes. I really dig this series, man. I have finished the first volume recently, like a few days as of recording this video. It is a noir, gritty, I wouldn't say detective, it's just noir and gritty about a hitman. Like, I think she's 11, and she's had some trauma in her past, and she takes it out by, you know, people, you know what I mean? Super interesting. And I really like the dynamic they're partners now. It's an older man and then this young girl, and their dynamic together is fantastic. Candy and Cigarettes, I really highly recommend it. Can't Stop Cursing You. I have volumes 1 through 3. And I'm pretty sure I said this in a video, actually. I thought this was going to be like the next Death Note. And it could be. I actually don't know. I have not read this third volume. I don't even know if the third volume is the last volume. But I read the first 2 volumes, and it's interesting, but it was just one of those series where it's interesting. I don't hate it, but I don't love it, so it's not like I'm chomping at the bit for another volume or to even like read the third volume that I have. But if I found myself on a rainy day with something, it's very Death Note-y. And then the series I never thought I would love, Cat Gamer. Let me turn the camera for you. If you can see, hold on, I'm gonna pick you up. Yep. So, I'm biased. But it is just a really good, like, slice of life comedy series about this lady and this cat she finds that she ends up really caring about. And she's a gamer, so she uses those gamer tactics to try to raise this cat, and hilarity ensues. It's super lighthearted. It's great. I have volumes 1 through 11. It's a little indie. Not many people. It's very easy to find. Not many people liked it. It's Chainsaw Man. I don't hear enough people talking about this, dude. Coffee Moon. I've talked about it before in manga hauls and videos like that, but Coffee Moon, the art is so striking and the story is so interesting. I can't wait for volume 2. This is a series I have not started, but everyone fell over themselves about, so I can't really speak on that. But I am excited to check it out because, like I said, I watch a lot of manga YouTube, so usually when a series blows up on that platform, there's something there. So, and the name is fantastic, and I really like those covers. That yellow really pops. Dan to Dan is another one that I have read and blew up in that community, and it's fun. It's weird, man. It's weird, but it's fun. It's kind of like Aliens, Ghosts. They really throw everything at you. It's one of those, I highly recommend if you can find the volume 1. Definitely at least check out the first volume. You'll know by the end of that volume if you like that series. This is a series I need to get back to. I have only read the first 3 volumes. Days on Fez. It's basically like a bunch of music festival stuff. Slice of lifey musical festival. It's not bad. I actually really like. This is a vibe manga. You kind of know what I said. It's just the atmosphere and the slice of life aspect, especially revolving around musical festivals. I think the characters are relatable, or at least fun to read, and that's really all you can ask for in a manga like that. Another one that I have only read the 2 volumes, but I can't wait to read more. I actually own all 11. Dead. It's another Asano, also weird, also alien-y. So it's an Asano work. Take that for what you will, and it's weird. Take that for what you will. I have volumes 1 through 13 of Dead Man Wonderland. This is a series I need to read. I think when I first started collecting manga and doing videos and stuff, I think I read the first 2 volumes, but at this point I kind of forgot. So I love the way the covers go black, white, black, white, black, white. I just like the aesthetic that these spines use. And I have heard the series is very good, so I definitely need to check it out. Another one I need to check out, I have 6 volumes. Dora. I don't know, people freak out about this series. I don't know too much about it. I think it's post-apocalyptic. I think Netflix has an anime that was pretty well received, maybe? Or maybe it wasn't well received. It's one of those two. One of the 50-50s. Is either good or bad, I can't remember. But yeah, people freak out about the series, so I really need to check it out. A series that I finished, I read the 2 volumes of Doubt. I love Doubt. I think Doubt is... Do you like Saw? boy, if you like Saw, I got a series for you. It's called Doubt. Oh, hold on, I'm struggling trying to get these back in here. Yeah, it is absolutely 100% Saw. A group of friends get trapped in this building establishment, and you know, one of them or something, some of them, somebody, don't want to spoil anything, is taken out. Each one. But yeah, I think it's definitely, like I said, it's like a death game Saw. It is that genre type of manga, and I think it's really well done. One I have not read, but I really want to, Downfall. It's another Asano work. I heard it's really sad, so I haven't been in like, oh, I want to read something sad ever since Goodnight Pun Pun, which we'll get to down the line. One of the more recent pickups, Dream Fossil. This was a bundle deal of the holiday sale. It's a Satoshi Kon, and again, like I said, I know he is very well renowned, so I at least would like to check out some of his works. Another series I absolutely love, and there's a 4th volume coming out, Emanon. I've spoke about this in videos before. I think the world and the character of Emanon is one of the most intriguing characters in manga, and I think it's super well done. Art's very good. I highly recommend if you want like a, I would say character study, slice of life manga, Emanon. And the 4th volume's coming out, by the way. Very exciting times. And finally, the last one on this set of shelves, if I can get it out, Erased. I've only read volume 1 of Erased. I'm sorry. I know, people love that series. I have all 5 volumes. I think they're very nice hardcovers. And it's just one of those series that I really need to get around to, especially when we get to Island of a Puddle, or In a Puddle, the 4-volume series. It's his newest one. I love it. I'm actually current with that series, so I really, really love it. But yes, I know, Erased. I need to check it out. But finally, we can get out of this MangaHaul corner and get to the shelves that are outside of this. I'm trapped. I have to leave. I have to get out. Let me out. Oh no! Okay, so we're on the big shelves, and there's not that many series. It's just where I keep series that I'm currently reading or longer series, like Haikyuu. I was so excited that this was on the Right Stuff holiday sale, and I ended up spending way too much money to get all 45 volumes. I love Haikyuu. I think it's one of the best sports mangas that there is. Now, I haven't read Slam Dunk. I understand that, but I love every single character. I love it. I love the anime. Experience Haikyuu if you haven't. This is my daily video reminder. Haikyuu, great. Another great series that gets a lot of hate, Black Clover. I have to current, which is volume 31. When the new like shonen started coming out, the My Heroes, you know, and stuff like that, I feel like Black Clover got a bad rap. I think Black Clover is one of the better new shonens that are out right now. And I think the Black Bulls and all of them grow exponentially. It's a great one of those types of shonens. It's probably one of my favorites. Another Shonen Jump series that I have all the way to volume 24, which is the most current issue. Have not read a single drop of it, but people rave about it. One Punch Man. It's definitely on my list. I think once I am caught up with Black Clover, that's why it's on this shelf. I think I'm going to start One Punch Man. Another series that I have finished that was completed this year, Watakoi. Romance, slice of life comedy. You kind of see where I'm at. I know if you haven't heard, like, I know it's called, like, Love is Hard for an Otaku, and you might think to yourself, right, that it's going to, like, pander to that audience, to me. I really don't think it does, and I think those characters and those relationships are super strong. One of my favorite series right now, no doubt, Vinland Saga. It's Vinland Saga. It's a seinen, and I Don't want to get into it right now. I've made a video about it if you kind of want to check out the beginning parts. I think it's one of the best stories I have read. Point blank period. Best characters that it's one of the best. It's Vinland Saga. I love it. The final thing on this shelf is the complete series of Goodnight Pun Pun, volumes 1 through 7. I'm sure if you have watched any manga videos, it's sad, and just be ready for depression. Goodnight Pun Pun. All right, so we start off with Fist of the North Star. I have volumes 1 through 7, technically 2 volume 5s. I did a video about that. It was a misprint. And I really don't know what to do with it because, you know, you can't give it to somebody and be like, hey, it's no good. So I just have left it here for now. Who knows what I will do with it. But I've talked about Fist of the North Star before. I think there's a reason it's called the Godfather of Shonen. I think it holds up excellent even today. It's one of my favorite shonen series, bar none. I actually haven't read this yet, but it's from the same author as Chainsaw Man. I only have the first volume of Fire Punch. I have heard great things about Fire Punch. I think it's an 8-volume series, so maybe one day I can collect the rest of it. This is new. It's Oshimi. I got it in the holiday sale. Still have not checked it out. The Flowers of Evil, 1 through 4. I will tell you this. These spines, A+. Fantastic. Furion, I've done a video on this volume 1. I think it's one of the best volume 1s of recent memory. And in my personal opinion, I don't know, like where the story is going leaves something to be desired for me. But I still pick it up. I still read all the volumes that come out because overall, it's a pretty good story. Then we got Fruits Basket, volumes 1 and 2. I read the first volume of Fruits Basket. I really like it. It's just one of those series. I need to read more of it. I need to get more of it. It's actually a really good series, even for someone that like me that's like, I like when that guy punches that guy. I think Fruits Basket is really well done. And then we have Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Editions. I have all of them. I think this is complete now. I have all the way to 18, if you can see that. We'll get over there when we get to the next shelf. But yeah, I haven't really read it. Here it's good. You know, here people really like Full Metal Alchemist. Below this, Kino's Journey, 1 through 8. Listen, let me tell you about Kino's Journey. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do a video on Kino's Journey because it deals with some heavy topics, and I've really been thinking about how to tackle that. But it is a slice of life travel manga where they run into eclectic characters and strange situations and how they deal with it, and I actually think it's really well done. This is a series I picked up because I didn't know if it would ever come back in print. It ended up coming back in print. I thought I collected all of it in my manga haul. I was so excited. Ooh, I got all the way to volume 10 of Lone Wolf and Cub. I even in the video was like, don't tell me there's more volumes. Come to find out there is. Come to find out. Come to find out. Yeah, there's a volume 11 and a volume 12. So, technically not complete. I don't know if they'll reprint 11 and 12. I've been kind of keeping tabs on it, but haven't heard anything. This is a series I will read one day. I think I'm going to read Vagabond first, but it is a classic. A lot of people in the manga community talk about Lone Wolf and Cub and like, oh, you should definitely have it in your collection. Next series, the shelf down, Spy X Family. I have volumes 1 through 8. I am pretty sure that is current. I don't think volume 9 has come out. I love Spy X Family. If you can watch the anime, read the manga, I think you should just experience Spy Family. I know there's no X. I'm trying to wean myself off of Spy X Family. Spy Family, because it is just a wholesome manga and a really interesting premise of, you know, Spy has to make a fake family and kind of he learns more about himself with his fake family. He learns more how to be the real him through his fake family than he thought he would, and it's just great. Anya's great. Bond, the dog, is great. The characters are great. Yor is cool. Lloyd is great. It has a lot of great characters. I don't know if you've heard that. Then I have volumes 1 through 5 of Summit of the Gods. I have read volume 1 of Summit of the Gods. It seems really interesting. It is, or claims to be, I've only read the first volume, a character-driven story about achieving one's goal. And like I said, it is an older manga. It's actually, I think, relatively in stock everywhere. But I think the artwork, see if you can see it, you know, shows its age a little bit, but I think some panels are very striking. So if you're kind of into or looking for like a character-driven story about a guy trying to achieve his goals, I think Some of the Gods pretty good. Here is a newer series. There's only 1 volume out. I wanted to do a whole video on Tokyo Aliens. Come to find out, I didn't do that video. But I think it's a fantastic first volume for a new series. And without spoiling too much of the first volume, there is a organization that kind of hunts down aliens in Tokyo. Tokyo Aliens, don't know if you knew that. But there is much more to the story, it seems, in the first volume. They set up the ending. I can't really talk about it without spoiling the whole thing, and it's a newer series, don't want to do that. But I definitely think, if you like, I'll show you some artwork. Like, that is some pretty good artwork. If you like sci-fi stories, and it definitely has that shonen-ness of it, I think you'll dig it. I definitely recommend. Then we have Touring After the Apocalypse. It's a slice of life. I thought it was going to be like Kino's Journey. It is not. To me, it was a little slow and boring. So, I don't recommend. But it is slice of life, apocalypse. The characters together, they have a good relationship. It just didn't super grab me in that first volume. Something I have not read is the Satoshi Kon Tropic of the Sea. I definitely want to check that out. And then Rex, my buddy Rex, been on channel. He actually gave me these because he got the omnibuses. Tsubasa. It's volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I guess he didn't have 5. But yeah, I've never read it. He ended up getting the omnibus. He's like, hey man, do you want these? I was like, yeah, sure. As you can see, you know, it's seen better days. We got Uzumaki by Junji Ito. You know what that is. It's one of his most popular works. I really liked it. It's about some spirals, and it's that good horror manga. It's Uzumaki. One I have not read and got a bundle, Voices of a Distant Star. It was in that bundle with like Her and the Cat. I don't know, it was a bundle that Right Stuff was doing, and it had a bunch of odds and ends. It was like 20 bucks, so I ended up picking it up. Don't know too much about it. And then we have volumes 1 through 8 of Way of the House Husband. I love Way of the House Husband. I think it's a fantastic manga and anime. Netflix, I think season 2 is out now by the time this video comes out. I think the comedy works for me. I love the character. It's got one of the best protagonists in a comedy manga that I've ever read. People were real hyped about it in like the first volume or 2, and I've heard them slowly dip off. Not me. I am pretty sure I am current with volume 8. And now we slide down to the next shelf. Okay, second shelf. We have the rest of the Full Metal all the way to 18. Then this came with that Voices of a Distant Star, The Garden of Words. Again, haven't read it, but this cover is actually super nice. One I got as a gift, The Gods Lie. This manga, I knew nothing about it. I got it as a gift. It is about these two characters and kind of their relationship as, I think they're middle schoolers. And this kid was going to go to soccer camp, but instead plays hooky for like a month. And she lives by herself because of I'm not going to give too much away. It's interesting. Like, I wouldn't say it's like, oh, you got to read it. But if you kind of want a middle school love story in a weird way with some twists, like dark twists and turns throughout, I kind of recommend it. The Gods Lie. It's not that bad. Then I just picked these up. Volumes 1 and 2 of Go Go Loser Ranger. I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. Huge. Not so much anymore. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you know, those seasons. Zeo, Power Rangers in Space, Lost Galaxy, Dino Thunder, a little bit. Anyway, this is not a Power Rangers thing. But I don't know if this has connections with the IP of Power Rangers, but it's literally Power Rangers, but what if they beat the bad guys, but they still want the citizens to think they're saving them, so they worked out a deal with the bad guys. And one of the putties, you remember the putties from Power Rangers, like the low men on the totem pole, because they've already beaten the big ones, the leaders. The low man on the totem pole said, I've had enough. I'm going to take them out. And dude, it's not bad. Like, it's actually pretty fun. Completely off topic of Power Rangers, I have volumes 1 through 5, Go with the Clouds, North by Northwest. I've talked about this series. I don't hear enough people talk about it. 1, the covers are super nice. It's got a velvety feel to them. 2, this is a slice of life travel manga, for sure. But on top of that, it's kind of got, from what I have heard, I've heard other people say this, so I mean, I haven't read this series yet. I know I should. Urasawa is a legend to me, but what if Monster met, like, a slice of life travel? So, it's got some dark undertones, but with also a really well done thing of Iceland. That's where this takes place. I think the artwork is really good too. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And I don't hear enough people talk about it. Go with the Clouds, North by Northwest. Super good. And then half of it is on here. Happiness. I have not read this yet. I am looking forward to it. I do have it complete 1 through 10. Yeah, I've heard great things. I know it's like a dark manga, but it's done really, really well. So can't wait to jump into that. Another one I need to read. It's by the same author as Chainsaw Man. It's a one-shot look back. I've heard great things about this one-shot. Just have not picked it up and started reading it yet. Same with a lot of this on this shelf, actually. Love and Focus. I don't know anything about this. I bought this at a store. I don't know why. Might have been on sale or something. But yeah, Love and Focus. I don't know. I like photography. I'm a fan of love, too, actually. So, Love and Focus should be great for me. Lupin the Third, Greatest Heist. It's a hardcover. Super nice hardcover. It's Lupin the Third. Now, these two, I bought it on a holiday sale on Right Stuff. I think it was last year. Still have not read it. No idea, but it's Osamu Tezuka, the same person that Astro Boy, kind of the godfather of anime. And apparently, yeah. I don't know what it's about. I like the look of this manga. I think these are real weird and nice covers. So yeah, message to Adolf. Next to that, volumes 1 through 9 of Mob Psycho 100. It's Mob Psycho. It's awesome. I think I am only about right here. Volume 5. So, but yeah, Mob Psycho. Super good. Another super good series. I don't care what anybody says. My Dress Up Darling. I mean, I don't know if you can tell I like this series. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know that. Another series that I was kind of interested in reading, and I ended up reading it, No Longer Heroine, Volume 1. I think it's interesting. It's a newer series. I don't know if the second volume's out yet. But it's kind of about this girl that thinks she is meant to be with this dude. Like, meant to be, no matter, meant to be with him. But what if she's not the heroine of this story? You know what I mean? And the comedy and kind of the self-realization that she has. I think it's well done. I think it can be super interesting. I'm going to hold my judgment or really talking about it in length until after a few more volumes to see where it goes. But the premise is interesting enough that I think if, like, I don't know if you consider it shoujo, maybe, but if that sounds interesting to you, No Longer Heroine. Next to No Longer Heroine, you know, alphabetical, it's what I do, No Longer Human. Let me tell you, they're not the same. It's a Junji Ito. It's an adaptation of a novel series. I think they re-released it, or maybe it's an updated version of No Longer Human. It's dark. It's be warned. That's all I'm saying. Noragami, the omnibuses. I have omnibus 1 and 2. Dude, I didn't know anything about this series. I crushed through this omnibus. I haven't started the second one, but I crushed through this omnibus. It's a really good series. I don't know if it would be considered shonen. It kind of gives me Shaman King vibes, so I would say that. But I really like the characters. I really like the idea that this god really wants to be like in the upper echelons of gods, and he just does not have the following, and him trying to get the following, and him with, because it's him and two other companions, and their relationship is really fun. Noragami, Stray God, very good. Then we have volumes 1 through 3 of Weathering with You. I read the first volume. I know people really like the movie, the anime movie. I'm going to go back to it, but I think something came around. I ended up reading the first volume, and now it's been so long, I really need to go back and finish this series, because I've heard people really like it. Another one of the saddest, I don't know if I'll ever complete it. Welcome to the NHK. I have volumes 1 and 2. I've told this story before. I got an email. I was trying to like save a little money, but they had them all on sale, and I just picked up the first 2 volumes, and like the next day, all the volumes, I think, were off the Right Stuff anime website, and I was sad, and I live with that every day. Still can't get over it. Every day I live with it. The World After the Fall. It's a manhwa. I haven't read it yet. It's fully colored, as manhwas are. Solo Leveling is the one that really got me into like manhwa and all that stuff, so I've heard good things about it. It's a series I want to check out. And then also, Yu Yu Hakusho. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I grew up with the anime. I really want to check out the manga. I actually think, by the time I'm filming this, I think next Friday, I just got an email that it shipped. I think we're finally going to have all of Yu Yu Hakusho. Let's go. Super exciting. If you don't know what Yu Yu Hakusho is, the anime is great. It's about a spirit detective, and it's shonen from like the 90s, early 1000s. It's awesome. And then I have some shonen jumps from, show my age, from when I was growing up as a kid. They used to have them at Barnes & Noble. This is in 03. Did not mean for this. They all have Yu-Gi-Oh on the cover. I didn't mean for that to happen. So that's just stuff I keep down here because I don't really know what to do with them. But yeah, let's move on to the next shelf. All right, so we got The Rest of Happiness. 1 through 10, so that, I believe that's complete. We actually have the first volume of Hell's Paradise. I have been meaning to get more of this. I actually did a video on this first one. I really liked the first volume, but at the time, they weren't really reprinting volumes 2 and 3, so I just it kind of floated to the background, and now I think the reprints are happening, so I am definitely getting more of this series. And then we have the series I talk about a lot, Hinamatsuri. Volumes 1 through 17. You want to talk about a comedy series that has really good characters and emotion and comedy, and everything hits. Everything works. I'm a fan of this series. Hinamatsuri. Plus, boy, these covers sure are nice. And then we have Inside Mari. I picked this up like 2 manga hauls ago on Right Stuff's holiday sale. Volumes 1 through 8. I believe volume 9 is coming out pretty soon too. Haven't started this series, but really I'm looking forward to it. Then I'm actually on the most current volume, volume 4. It's by the same author as Erased, Inside Island in a Puddle. I haven't read Erased yet. I have read this. I think this is really fantastic. It's about what if like a not good person swapped bodies with a teenager. A lot of things was happening at the time of the body switch that the teenager now stuck inside the criminal's body has to deal with, and the criminal now stuck inside the teenage body does not have to deal with, and it's real good. It's really good. We have the second omnibus of Noragami, which I have talked about. Then we have Parasite. I know they just released the hardcover, I think colored edition. I haven't picked that up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have the whole series 1 through 8. I read the first volume of Parasite, and it kind of, I don't know, I don't think it grabbed me enough. I need to go back and reread this series, because I've heard people, like, love it, right? It's some of people's favorite series of all time, and I really need to know. So hopefully one day I will finally pick this series back up and read it. Then we have a Pokemon Special Edition Strategy Guide for Red, Yellow, and Blue. Look how beat up this is. This is a childhood thing. I think I actually still have stickers in here. Look at that. Look at these old stickers. I obviously took the top ones. But, yeah. I have a Mew and Mewtwo sticker still, so that's cool. This is from a long time ago. But the reason that this is here is because I need to get the final volume of this. I think there's 10 volumes altogether. I have 9. Pokemon Adventures, the collector's editions. Dude, if you like Pokemon, I think this is some of the best Pokemon in anime and manga form. I think it's real fun. Yeah, it's Pokemon, but done in a cool way. Also, I've not read this yet. PTSD Radio Volume 1. Also sad. I did this to myself, and I'm very sad about it. There's a chip right there. I will say I kind of like how this stuff is kind of embroidered out. It's a pretty nice cover. I've heard some mixed things about this series. I've also heard like the author is sick and not well because of the stuff he wrote in this series. I don't know. I'm going to temper my expectations. I think it's like a horror psychological manga. On top of that, right next to it, my only copy, this was back in the day, Volume 6 of Rave Master. Yeah. It's also seen better days. I am so mad at myself that I was not super into manga. I think my cousin got me that for like a birthday or Christmas or something. I don't know why. It's a Volume 6. I want to check it out. I think it's the same author as Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. So I do want to check it out. I just have a Volume 6, and I think the volumes are really hard and not being printed right now. So maybe one day. Maybe one day. And then we have room to grow down here. I finally have shelves with room to grow. Let's go to the last half of these shelves. I've switched sides on you. I know. It's because I have the computer over there. So we have I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I did a review on this story. I think it's a great story. I think it's super well made. Oh! Oh! This is left-handed. It's hard to do it this way. This is why I did it the other way. But the computer's there, and I hit my elbow, and it hurts so bad. Also, I did that back. It's all falling apart. We have the short story Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know anything about it. Saw it at Target. Thought if I'm going to read a short story with words, it'll probably be a Jujutsu Kaisen one. Then we also have Jujutsu Kaisen 0 through 18. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. And then we have Kaiji the Gambler. Omnibuses 1 through 3. I love Kaiji the Gambler. It's about gambling, and it's like a death game. And it's older series, but I think it still holds up. I know some people think it's like slow. I don't know, there's something, I wouldn't say slow, I would say methodical. I think all the slow bits and all of his inside monologue of like, okay, if I do this, I lose this, but I can gain this in the long run. I think it's cerebral, and I think it is really good. Kaiju number 8. It's a very popular series right now. It's getting an anime adaptation. Kaiju number 8. If you're in the manga YouTube space at all, you have heard of Kaiju number 8. I want to give a special shout out to Kaiju number 8 that the main character is not like 16, 18. He's in his 20s. He might be in his 30s. More older protagonists. Then we have volumes 1 and 2 of Killing Stalking. Yeah. Listen, I've done the video review. I'm probably going to do a video review on volume 2. I understand, like, why people think of that series the way they think of that series, but I think there is deeper meaning, and I'm enthralled by that series in a weird way that I don't know if I want to question it. I think it's really interesting, and I think it's also interesting, like, just for me, how do you review a series like that? And I think it stretches that part of me, and I like it. Then we have volumes 1 through 14 of Real Account. It is a death game. They are trying to be the most popular people on like a YouTube or a Facebook. I think in the beginning, it really started to ask questions about like, does your social status online matter in real life? Are they really like, are online friends really friends? And it really was asking or posing like some cool questions. I haven't loved the later series, so I've kind of stopped collecting it. I really might finish it one day though, maybe. That's why I've kept it in the collection. I don't know. Then we have volumes 1 through 5 of Saint Young Men. Hey, have you ever asked yourself, what would Jesus and Buddha do if they were hanging out? Saint Young Men, they answer that question. Slice of life comedy series, but with the added thing of it's Jesus and Buddha, and they play with that a lot. I don't know, I kind of liked the first few volumes. I've kind of fallen off. One, they're on the more expensive because they're hardcover, but it stayed in my collection because I might continue with this series. Listen to me. I have volumes 1 through 5. I've done videos on this. I have gushed about them in MangaHaul's Sakamoto Days. Is probably my favorite new Shonen Jump series. I think the action works. I think it's like a perfect shonen. The action works, the comedy works. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and the world that it's building is super interesting. It's about a retired hitman, and he gets pulled back in, as they always do. She and her cat, again, it was in that bundle with like the garden of words and visions of a distant planet. I actually read this one because, again, I have a cat. It's a short read. It's nothing special to me, personally. It's a short, I don't know. It's fine. And then volumes 1 through 5 of Solo Leveling. I think when this anime comes out, I think it exploded in the manga scene, and I know people really like the light novels. I think when the anime comes out, it's sky's the limit. I think this and Kaiju number 8, I think when their animes come out, I think you will see more and more people know what those are.
Hey, Future Peppers here. I was going to unbox all these and, go through it, but this video is long enough as it is. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Like and subscribe. No. I mean, yeah, if you want to, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. I have a bunch of these unboxings already on the channel, so you can go check those out. And obviously, a lot of these are like Bleach and Naruto. You know how I feel about it. There's Burn the Witch. Also, that volume 34 is a misprint. It only has 5 chapters, and then you turn the page and it goes back to the 5 chapters you just read. It is a wild volume. I don't know what to do with it. But if you see any of these box sets and you check out the channel and there's not an unboxing, if you want to let me know in the comments down below, like, oh, I'd like to see an unboxing of this or that, and I'll definitely do it. I just didn't want to put it in the middle of this video and slow it down.
Okay, obviously, Berserk. I will say, while I really like these deluxe editions, I do kind of wish they would have done something on them. That is my one complaint of, like, you have the art of Berserk, and you went with, you know what we're gonna do? Just a symbol. Just a symbol with some embroidering of red letters. You have the art of Berserk, and that's what you went with. Way to go, champs. All right. Going down a shelf, the Shaman King omnibuses. I think, one, I've said this in multiple videos, you give me a picture with spine, I'm there. And two, I think with the price, and I don't know if it's changed, but for a while, these singles were wildly expensive. Wildly expensive. And I've talked about Shaman King. I think it's, out of that era of Shonen Jump, Shaman King holds up so well. Below that, I have all 12 Mobile Suit Gundam Origins. You want to talk about nice covers? Mobile Suit Gundam. I love these editions. I think they are so well made. If it would have made a picture on the spine, boy. And then next to that, I've not checked this out yet. I've been meaning to read it. It's The Men Who Created Gundam. I think it's kind of like a true telling or a manga telling of the people that actually created the Gundam franchise, so that seems right up my alley, and I am really interested to see if it's any good. Finally, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe get some B-roll. 1 through 12. 1 through 12. It happened. The reprints happened. We got them. That has been a series since I started this channel and since I started really collecting manga. I've been wanting them to reprint Vagabond. I think volume 8 was the last volume I got. I've had these on order for like a year. Finally. That feels good. And then we have the box set of Comey Can't Communicate that Target did. It's got the first 4 volumes. Still haven't opened it. Still haven't read any of it. The quintessential quintuplets. I like this picture again, which is the 2 box sets with all 14 volumes of quintessential quintuplets. I have not read this series. Don't know if it's any good. I like the sparkling covers. Listen, look at that. Look at that holographic cover. Platinum end. 1 through 14. I mean, even the spines are sparkly. That's the thing. It's so sparkly. Which goes perfectly well with the last shelf here, which is All You Need Is Kill. Bakuman box set. And then, oh, I'll get out of the way. One, when I did Nerd Lounge's shopping challenge video, I found this used for like $2. Can't read it because, you know, it's in Japanese, because it goes real good with all 6 editions of Death Note, the black editions. I really like these black editions. I think they're super nice. And then let's go to the top of this shelf. And then we got the Dragon Ball Z shelf. And Akira Toriyama's Manga Theater. And actually these right here, I've showed them off in a video before, but they're very yellow. These are from when I was a kid. A long time ago. Back in the day, you know. Way back in the day. But yeah, it's all of Dragon Ball, all of currently Dragon Ball Super that's out, Dragon Ball Z, the Blu-rays, the visual art book, which is actually very good. It comes in this sleeve the other way. Really good book. Rex got me this disc plate thing that was pretty cool. Then every Dragon Ball Z fan needs to own this manga. That time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. I don't know how that got made, but it's really good. Yeah, so that is this shelf that is behind me in some of my videos that I do. Let's go to the last shelf, the main shelf that's behind me in pretty much any video I do ever. So, if you've watched any of my videos, you know these shelves. They're behind me in a lot of my videos. And obviously, One Piece needs a lot of room. It's a very long series. And we have 1 through 101 on these 2 shelves. Also, we have, you know, the figures. I found this, this card game deck thing at Target, of all places. Got a Sanji cookbook. And then a really garbage $6 Amazon straw hat. So, I mean, I've talked enough about One Piece on this channel. You know my feelings on it. If not, go check out those videos of me reading through One Piece. I'm not going to... This video is probably long enough as it is. But yeah, my One Piece shelf. Also, we got this thing. It's a disc plate. It's very cool. I really enjoy this. It's got all of their dreams of the Straw Hats. So yeah, super cool. All right, let's go to the 2 shelves below us. And then we have the JoJo shelves. We have all the way to current, which is Part 5, Volume 6, on top of Rohan at the Louvre, the 2 volumes of Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe. Some of my favorite covers of manga that I own. Seriously, I really like the design of these covers. And then also Araki's Manga in Theory and Practice, which is an actual book with words. I do like how they still styled it, though, like the JoJo's. Like, it looks very good with it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I will say this, Araki is one of the most ambitious artists in manga. When he swings... Now, given that he swings so wildly that some miss, but when it connects with you, and, you know, we could go through and be like, some people might be like, Part 1 is my favorite. They're crazy, but they might say that. Some people might say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The anime is already out. Like, I've watched all of the anime. But that's what makes JoJo's so interesting, is because anyone could say any of these parts, and they could have a conversation about it, because Araki swings so wildly that what might miss for you might connect and go out of the park for somebody else. And I think that's what makes him one of the most unique authors in manga, and I absolutely love that. So that was my moment to talk about JoJo's, because I sometimes don't get enough time to talk about JoJo's, but that is kind of where I land with it. It doesn't matter what part you say. I think JoJo's is special regardless. Oh, and I absolutely have to say this. No matter what, even if you don't like JoJo, they got style. Boy, do they have style. All right, let's go to the other shelf. This might be the last shelf, but it's one of the most important authors to me. It's Urasawa. Also, Urasawa and Mikey from Tokyo Revengers. I watched the anime Tokyo Revengers. I really should check out the manga one of these days. We will start with a series of his that I have not read. Monster. I have heard it's his masterpiece. People love it. It's his favorite work. I just haven't read it yet because it's one of those things when you have an author that you love, you're like, I don't want to hate it. And I'm super nervous about reading it. I hope it's as good. The hype is so strong with this. I hope that it is good. But I do own all the volumes 1 through 9. So, one day, I will read this. And then we have his newer series, which is Asadora. I have volumes 1 through 6, which I think are the only volumes currently out in English, physically. While I've fallen a little bit off of Asadora, I will say this about Urasawa, and that's why I keep collecting it, is his works, sometimes when he's writing, he takes time to set up things, and the payoff makes you appreciate what's happened before it. And I think I just hit that lull in it that maybe by the end of it, it all connects so well that it makes you appreciate what happened in like volume 3 by the end of the story. I think some writers do that, and I think Urasawa does it really well. So I am still going to collect it, and I will definitely binge it one day, maybe when it's complete. Another series that I do want to binge because I've heard people talk about it, Pluto, which I believe is the retelling of Astro Boy by Urasawa. I believe there's only 8 volumes, so I think I have it complete. I love these spines. I think like the eyes and stuff, and I don't know, they just look really good on the shelf. But yeah, I've heard great things about Pluto. People love it, and I just need to find time to read it. Now that I'm caught up with One Piece, like I said, my manga reading time, boom, just opened up. I'm about to start crushing through some of these series. Our final volume for the shelves is one of the first manga that I have completed. Read to completion, I guess is the best way to put it. 20th Century Boys. I have talked about it at length. I'm not going to go back into it. It is one of the first manga series that I read when I started reading manga. Blew my mind. It blew my mind. I love it. This is the series. By the time I was at 21st Century Boys, I said, Urasawa, sir, you have a blank check.
We made it. And that is my manga library. It'll be on the screen, the actual number of the books that I just scanned in. I say this in a lot of my videos, but I truthfully mean it on this one. Thank you so much if you have made it to the end of this video. It means the world to me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below some of your favorite manga in my manga collection, because maybe I haven't read it. And if you're like, dude, you got to check out this series. It's so good. It'll probably move it on my, hey, I need to get to this and I need to read this. And as always, if you're having a bad day, I hope it gets better. And if you're having a good day, I hope it becomes fantastic. I'll see you next time.